Good afternoon, my dear viewers from across the world. As those of you who have been following my direction, my trajectory, they all would be able to reckon with the fact that at present, I happen to be in the beloved city of mine, that is the City of Joy, a very, very important book written by Mr. Dominic Lapierre, and he had the good sense to dub this great metropolis as the City of Joy. My dear viewers, all of you would reckon with the fact that I have currently written a global book, indeed a global book, that is, even if we win the world, what then? So I landed in this great metropolis yesterday morning, and since then I have had a very important meeting with my beloved guru, a mathematical wizard who taught chartered accountancy decades back, and he was one of the greatest teachers of mathematics for CA students, and he was known across India, Mr. Anil Saji. I have had the glimpse of him after 3.5 decades. And then onward, today, I drove all the way from Basdroni, where I am putting up right now, to meet one of the very special sort of personality, that is Sri Kanhaiyaji. His good name is Sri Parsuram Kumar, but we so lovingly call him, so affectionately call him as Kanhaiyaji. My dear viewers, I have had a very interesting sort of interaction with that of Kanhaiyaji almost 3.5 decades back, and ever since then, the meeting between both of us has transpired today. Because at that point in time, Kanhaiyaji was just senior to me. He was pursuing CA. I too had stepped into the field of chartered accountancy. I had gone to seek his help in terms of some guidance on statistics, which I do recall very vividly. And ever since then, it is today, such a great auspicious occasion indeed has crystallized, in as much as I happen to be closeted with Sri Parasuramji. Now the most important fact, why this man, great chartered accountant, a brilliant chartered accountant, a very prosperous and a successful chartered accountant, of course, he is not the only one in that particular aspect and dimension, because there happens to be scores of such successful people. But most important hallmark, which I found so much appealing and which so eloquently resonated with me, is the fact that he happens to be a marathon, racer. He participates in marathon races, and that too across India, in Calcutta where he stays, then Mumbai, Delhi, so Bangalore, at so many places. He has the knack and the sort of passion to participate in those marathon races. And my dear viewers, really it came to me as a bolt from the blue. In fact, my heart came to my mouth when the revelation was made to me that, despite having crossed 60, he participates in such marathon races of 52 kilometers, 60 kilometers, 80 kilometers. My God, really I was wonderstruck to have stumbled upon this very important revelation. Because let me share with you my perception, my beloved viewers. This is a very exceptional case which came to me. I never knew about any such previous incident of any chartered accountant having such a great passion of participating in such marathon races as Sri Parasuramji does. That's why I found it very, very interesting and appealing at the same time that I should engage Sri Parasuramji in some sort of a very, very intellectually scintillating conversation with him. Parasuramji, very, very good day. Today I came all the way from Barcelona with my beloved nephew, and we both are closeted with each other. You shared all your, some of your past experiences, especially pertaining to that of your participation in all those marathon races. If you could share about those marathon races, with my viewers, indeed, as it came to me as a special sort of revelation, they too would find this revelation something very, very amazing. Please, Parasuramji, in whatever way you feel comfortable, Hindi, English, you please share your perception with our viewers. Please.
Thank you, Vivekanand ji. talking nicely about me and about my marathon journey. And thank you, viewers, for watching me. It all started in the year 2017 when I started a marathon with 5 kilometer fun run. Fun run means you can walk, you can run, whatever you like. You have to finish 5 kilometer in whatever time you think better for your capacity. So I started in 2017 with 5 kilometer fun run. I completed 2-3 event in that year, 5 kilometer fun run. In 2018, I was participating in one of the marathon that was 5 kilometer fun run again. So after finishing the 5 kilometer fun run, we used to get one medal. Every time we finished any marathon, we used to get one medal. In that particular run, I did not got any medal, but I finished it. But my fellow runners, who also completed 5 kilometer, he got the medal. I asked the organizer why I did not get and why they got it. Then organizer told me, if you are actual runner, then you will get it. As a fun runner, you will not get it. So from that event, I stopped running fun run. Then I came to serious running. After that, in this same year, I participated in 10 kilometer Tata Steel run in Kolkata. I did it. In fact, running came in 2019. And I used to practice in Newtown, Eco Park. We had one running club over there. We used to practice there. And from there, used to run 10 kilometer, 12 kilometer, 15 kilometer. On each Saturday, alternate Saturday or Sunday, we did it. One day I asked one of my fellow female runner how much she is running. She told me that she is running 21 kilometers. That is half marathon. I thought if she can run half marathon, why not me? So from that day, I was planning for half kilometer, a half marathon. And there was event coming up in the Calcutta, JBG run, JBG half marathon trail run. That is used to happen in Salt Lake, Sector 5. So same day I registered for that marathon. It was going to happen next 15 days or 20 days time. And I started practicing for that. On that day, I started running in my capacity. Previously, I ran 16 kilometers in previous week. On run day, D-Day, 2 or 3 of my friends helped me to complete that run. One of them is Gautam Khandelwal. He is no more in this world. He helped me to push, and he was cycling volunteer in that marathon. He helped me in the hydration and water, in many more ways. In the last kilometer, one of Pintu Gupta, he pushed me 1 kilometer to complete the run. So I did it, half marathon, in that year 2019. So after that, I did so many half marathon, but my target was to finish Procam Slam. I must tell you about what is Procam Slam. Procam is a company that organizes events all over the India, particularly 4 cities. It starts from Bengaluru, 10 kilometer. Then Vedanta run in Delhi, it's half marathon, 21 kilometer. Then is Calcutta, TSK, it is called TSK 25 kilometer in Kolkata. Then finally 42 kilometer in Mumbai, it's Tata Mumbai Marathon. That is called famous Tata Mumbai Marathon. So I got registered for that in 2024. In 24 I did Bengaluru, then Delhi, then Kolkata. In January 25 I did Mumbai Marathon. That is 42 kilometer. That's my marathon journey.
Great. So, my dear viewers, indeed, as I told you, as I described about a very exceptional sort of journey of a chartered accountant. At the same, as much interesting as it was, his very eventful journey in the field of marathon, in a very corresponding measure, his journey into the field of chartered accountancy also had tremendous amount of twists and turns. My dear viewers, you wouldn't, as I came to know from different sources, from one of his very close friends, who knows Sri Pavanji, who happens to be a very good engineer, and he had been the primary pivotal source behind writing my current book, that is, that is, even if we win the world war, what then? And my dear viewers, I take little bit time to introduce. I also wrote the global book, Buddha Not Yudh, as per the vision of the Honorable Prime Minister, where, especially in the context of his very historic speech which he delivered in the United Nations way back in 1919, when while he addressing the United Nations, he said, India gave Buddha not youth to the world. So based on that, and especially by way of an antidote to the ongoing catastrophic, the sounding of the word boogles across the world, I try to find my own solution, an antidote to all this sort of jingoism, that is Buddha not youth. My dear viewers, this apart, I am also a writer of Living Legends of Mithila, Part 1 and Part 2, where I glorified the Mithila as a pioneer civilization on earth. Third volume is destined to be written in the year 2027. This aside, I am also a famous writer of Yes, I Am Bihari, a globally acclaimed book which showcases the glory of Bihar and Biharis, which was launched by Mr. Nitish Kumar, the Honorable Chief Minister, along with all his company of ministers. So this and this apart, I am the only Indian to have written 4 books on Honorable Prime Minister and Hindu nationalism, and only book Mr. Modi has launched on himself in Bhagavad Education Summit, that is Delhi Bacon's Raga for the book. So coming to the very important point, here I was talking about Sri Parsuramji. His very eventful journey, a roller coaster ride. He wasn't a good student, as I came to know from Sri Pavanji and other sources. And he even fled from his home during his the period of juvenility. And then after doing some job, some work at some place, he returned back home. And then again he resumed his studies. And even by way of an average, a mediocre student. And lo and behold, when he entered into the field of chartered accountancy, by way of suddenly developing wings by the grace of divine, he finished chartered accountancy in 3 years' time. Even before 3 years' time, as some sort of an exceptional track record for any chartered accountant. And today, by the grace of the divine, Parsuramji enjoys all sort of divine grace, befalling him, or bestowal of divine grace on him. He is a very quite good, prosperous man here in Calcutta. Parsuramji, whatever I know, I try to share my perception about you, the way your evolution of life hitherto has been. But it would behove you in a much better way to share your own experience of a roller coaster ride, as that culminating in that of your qualifying as a chartered accountant, having a very flourishing firm here in Calcutta, owning several flats by the grace of God. If you could describe something in your own words, that would be so appealing to our viewers.
So as described by Vivekanandaji and something told by Sri Pavan. Pavan is my childhood friend. He used to share a room in Alipur. My father and his father were both colleagues at Alipur jail. And so some of my childhood happenings have shared to him. So I was studying my native place in Bihar, in my native village, till class 8. And once upon a time while studying in class 8, I fled from my home to Delhi. And I did not know anybody in Delhi. I was roaming around and I got one job in a household in a medicine factory. I worked for 5 months over there. But one day I got one letter from my father, you come back and start your study in Kolkata. So I returned and came back to Calcutta. So I got again admitted in class 8 in the school where Pavan was studying, in that school, that's Lajpat Hindi High School at Khidirpur. So I started again, and I got real motivation in class 11, 12 to study. And I had ambition, I grown ambition to complete the CA during my BCom period in my city college, and I started cultivation of knowing the syllabus on all these things. So I got admission in CA course during the after completion of my BCom, and after completion of my Group 1 exam of CA, I got real motivation to complete the CA, and I did it. And from that, while working in a firm, chartered accountancy firm, uh, till 10 years I think. After that, I shifted to Nepal on working for in a sugar mill. But things were not politically correct in Nepal due to Maoism over there. So again, I came back to Calcutta and I started my own practice. So I got my own office at NSO and I started practicing from there. From there, my journey is till now. In the meantime, I started my marathon. I also started have interest in trekking. I trekked to so many places in Himachal, Uttarakhand, Nepal. That's all.
Great. So, my dear viewers, another twist and turn to his story that I would like to communicate to my viewers, articulate to my viewers before I elicit the opinion of Sri Parsuramji. You know, it is, I wouldn't say bizarre so to tell, because it is very natural for, you know, for the previous generation to pass through that particular ordeal. His grandfather intended him to marry because he was the eldest member of the family. But he disagreed, or he refused to get married, and therefore his younger brother had to get married first, and he had to marry later because, you know, he refused and his younger brother had got married first. So Prasanji, though it is not, I wouldn't say it is unnatural, but it happened in your case.
Yeah.
So why you were so insistent? Because your grandfather was very much insisting that he wanted to see one of his grandsons, his eldest grandson, getting married, because he was thinking that he might not live longer. But you stood your ground, you steadfastly stood your ground and refused to outright get married because of, you know, your own consideration. So what were those considerations that accounted for your blunt refusal to fall in the line with your grandfather's suggestion or your grandfather's, you know, aspirations for you?
Oh, at that I was in class 10 at that time, and grandfather came to Calcutta and insisted to marry. So already he has selected, and you will have to marry. But I was here, I was studying, and I was not thinking even on that. So I bluntly refused his proposal, and there was a social stigma in the villages. So he got my younger brother to get married first.
So actually, this is the thing, my dear viewers, you all would appreciate. In the previous generation, I'm talking about in Mithila, because he too happens to be a Maithil gentleman. And today, the sort of honor and the glory that he has come to achieve and accomplish over the decades of his journey is really, really, I would say, not only phenomenal, but at the same time, extremely inspirational for one and all. Because the boy who left his home for doing some sort of menial job, and then he would again come back and resume his studies, and that too he was not a brilliant or a very outstanding student, but then suddenly developing wings, entering into chartered accountancy, finishing such a tough course within 3 years, becoming a chartered accountant, working there under somebody, opening his own firm today with all sort of, you know, richness and affluence, you know, which is very much discernible, very much self-manifest. It says, it corroborates the fact that struggles, or you can say crusades or perseverance for some sort of noble altruistic cause finally ends in some sort of very, very, you know, profitable and lucrative sort of rewards. And he is the man who is an epitome of the same, who himself holds aloft the flag of being a successful man after a very, means very longest and a painful crusade and struggles for a cause to come upwards in the society. And he is that, therefore I thought of interacting with you, beg your pardon, interacting with him, so that a message should go to one and all, that they should follow Parsuramji by way of a beacon light, in order to achieve something very tangible in their lives, or else the life would go futile. Parsuramji, you are, yes, please. Yes, you want.
I want to share some of my medals I got in the marathons.
Please, show them. Great. Please explain them to our viewers.
These are my medals I got in the running events. This is the 21-kilometer Mumbai Marathon medal, and you see, this is the Mumbai Marathon, 42 kilometer. I did it January 2025. These are some of the marathons.
And please show those photographs of Parsuramji's different form of gestures and postures while participating in marathon races.
This is the photograph of some of the photograph of the Mumbai Marathon, and this is the certificate I got. It's a certificate of achievement. This certificate proudly presented to Parsuram Kumar for the special achievement of completing all the 4 features races at Program Salam 2024-25, as described here in my talk.
Great, indeed great. So my dear viewers, you have seen, and Parsuramji, actually why I thought of interacting with him for the benefits of, for the benefits of multitude, because I felt the underlying intention to break through or to pierce through the sort of the social, the social claustrophobia where he was placed since his childhood, because he grew up seeing his father struggling for his livelihood, and which inspired him, because he ran away from his home just for the sake of eking out a living, being absolutely unconcerned and without knowing the overall consequence of what he was doing. But once he got to the letter from his father, he seized that opportunity, and then there was no looking back. And today, the stature that he enjoys definitely, it becomes not only a cause for celebration for one and all, but it gives some impetus for one and all to follow in his glorious footsteps. So last, Parsuramji, I would like you to communicate or to tell something to the viewers, especially youth generation, as to how you grew up and became a successful man, how they should follow your footsteps, they too, in order to reach the stage of glory and success. Please.
Regarding the hardship, I want to share one of my events. In the final courses, there was a teacher, as he described regarding the Anil Shah. There was another teacher in CA final in Kolkata,
Shekhar Gupta,
Mr. Shekhar Gupta. And he was booked for 6-7 months earlier, and his fees was paid one time. And fees at that time, I think it was 2,500 or 2,600, I think. And my father's salary was 2,800 or 3,000 at that time. I think its period is 89, 90, most probably. So when I asked my father, when he got salary, he handed over to me full salary. So I gave 2,500 to Shekhar Gupta, remaining 3 or 400 for our monthly household expenses. So hard was the life at that time. So from that period we grow up, we know the value of money. So as he described, to give you the message to the younger generation, you must value the money. You must value the money. Understand? If it is hard earned, if you spend that money, you value the money. And if you expend, you must get satisfaction. 100% satisfaction on that expenses. So our life came to this point at this juncture. Even today I am very satisfied. I am satisfied. Whatever God gave me, I am very satisfied.
Fantastic. My dear viewers, one very important point which just immediately struck my mind. He is about to undertake a journey to Kailas Mansarovar, and I never had the fantastic of an idea that as to the pilgrims who are undertaking a tour to Mansarovar, Kailas Mansarovar, they have to circumambulate for 52 kilometers. You said to me. So can you believe 52 kilometers circumambulation, taking three rounds of the great Sanctum Sanctorum?
One round only.
One round of the great Sanctum Sanctorum, 52
Kailas
kilometers of Kailas Parbat, and he is going to accomplish that with all sort of medals to his kitty, all sort of achievements of being a marathon runner. It is a very, very easy. It is even though a very, very impossible task for normal human beings, for him it is going to be an easy task. So you can all imagine, you can all understand the intellectual gravity as well as the physical constitution that he has attained deserves salutations. And at the same time, it gives us a message, it conveys us a message in absolute silence that working silently finally leads to a grand success, to a flourishing success. And here is an epitome of the same, the man who embodies all those attributes. Parsuram, the last question I would like to ask you, and before we come to an end of this very, very important interaction with you. Actually, you hail from Mithila, you came and you are staying today, you are a well accomplished man here in Calcutta. So, what exactly is your message for the youth, especially coming from the very, very poverty-stricken background? Because when they come to Calcutta or any other metropolis, they normally don't find anybody who they can look upon for their own edification, for their own help, and or for benefits. What they can do, or they can in order to reach the pyramid of their achievements, in order to find their ways out of the predicaments, out of the morass. You please try to throw some light on it.
I can say only one thing: nothing is impossible in this world. If you want to achieve, you can achieve anything. But you will have to work hard. There is no shortcut for any success. There is no word shortcut. You will have to work hard. You dream, you hard work, you will get your goal. That's all.
Great. My dear viewers, before I come to the end of the program, I am on a visit to Calcutta on the very, very important book that I have penned very recently, Even If You Win the World, What Then? And this is the book which illustrates the civilizational glory of Mother Bharat Barsha. How it is a mighty tribute to Calcutta on behalf of the migrating population, through ages and eras. So this is the book where all should read, because this gives a message. You all will find your own story in this book. So with all these words, I wish all my viewers very best, and I wish that my viewers should take inspiration from that of an iconic stature this man Sri Parsuram Ji has reached, and they too would try to follow his glorious footsteps in order to be a successful human being in life. With all this, I bring this very, very positive conversation with Sri Parsuram Ji to a positive end. But at the same time, I do express my deepest sense of gratitude and my thanks to him that he could afford to give me his invaluable time, because chartered accountant in practice, he really has a dearth of time. But nevertheless, he could make out some time for this particular very, very historic interaction that itself lends gravity to this very, very intellectually scintillating conversation between both of us. Thanks to all of you, my dear viewers.
Thank you, Vivekanand Ji, for sharing my journey to the viewers. Thank you.
Thanks.